Our next speaker is an international speaker, has featured on the BBC, and he's spent his life helping charities to raise money. Please help us welcome Paul the Saint Martin.
Thank you, Bernie, for a fabulous introduction. I appreciate it. There's 3 types of animal within this process. If somebody is a black dog, would you want to spend time? I'm not talking about the black dog that chased the pig. I'm talking about people that are angry and are not comfortable in their skin. Would you know somebody like that? Do you know anybody that's an ostrich? They stick their heads in the sand, metaphorically speaking. And they're the people that go, yeah, whatever. Do you know anybody? You try and challenge them to do something, yeah, whatever. They're ostriches. Or do you know anybody that's a bumblebee? What does a bumblebee do? A bumblebee buzzes, it creates a buzz. Do you know any people that create a buzz?
No.
Why does that not surprise me? Yeah. Did you know it's technically, physically impossible for a bumblebee to fly? Can't be done. And yet the bumblebee doesn't know that it can't do that, so it gets on with it. Do you know any human beings that get on with things even when the times are tough? They flap their wings, make a buzz, get on with life. Have any of you ever heard of a satsuma? Yes. People don't grasp this one. What holds a satsuma together? Who said pith? You're not supposed to do it quite as quickly as that, Anne. But I know you, and I know that you've taken the pith for years. What holds a satsuma together, and you're quite right, it is the pith. And where people go wrong in business and in domestic life is they focus on each of the segments. But you can't have a rounded and complete cycle of things happening or a balanced life if you're focusing on one segment. What you should be focusing on, in my humble opinion, or my bumble opinion, is you should be focusing on what holds all the segments together. So what is it that sticks us all together? And you're quite right, Anne, it is pith. What I need you to do for the rest of your life is buzz like a bee and take the pith. It's about people, it's about persistency. People give up too quickly these days. Back to the ostriches, aren't we? You know, people give up too easily. But if you've got persistence, and I am being serious now, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You really can, as long as you remember to flap your wings. It isn't going to come to you, is it? Life isn't like that. You have to go and find it. You have to fly, you have to buzz, you have to mix. Is that fair? If I could show you how to make the most fantastic mind-altering substance known to mankind free and legally, would you be interested? No, you miserable bugger. Did you know that laughter creates a chemical inside your brain? It's called endorphin. And it's as powerful as morphine. And I've tried them both. And I can say it is, honestly, if you laugh regularly, you'll be fitter than people that don't laugh. I can't understand why you're so thin, sir. It's just Everest Base Camp, New Year's Eve. And again, when I looked into it more deeply, it wasn't going to work because I was the oldest candidate. I was 50 at that time. And again, I had my injuries, and you had to be pretty fit. And I'd never climbed above Snowdon, actually, which is 3,000 feet, and base camp's just under 20,000 feet. Altitude is a very strange thing. It kills people. It really does. Anyway, again, by persevering and so forth, I actually did go to Everest Base Camp, New Year's Eve, 1999. There were only 8 of us. But again, it was a fantastic experience. And again, if you don't have a go at things that are challenging, you never actually know what you're capable of. And when you die, what do you want to be remembered for? Being an ostrich? Being a grumpy old black dog? Or being a bumblebee, somebody that actually made a difference? So the point being is, you look at something 10,000 to 1, and if you're persistent and you keep hammering away and you're not frightened to create a buzz, you can achieve awesome results. So believe and achieve, and that's about persistence, isn't it? And I'd just like to thank you all for coming to this event. From now on, it's take your money out and help us with all the charity work. Is that okay? Yeah. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Paul. The Saints.